This video is about the lore of the God's Gravity universe. This is a fan-made video. The universe was created with the Big Bang. In doing that, it created the first God, the Father of the universe. He created the lesser gods to take care of the universe in his place, where he would later depart and give the title of Ultra to the god of infection, one of the oldest gods in existence, part of the original seven. After the Father's departure, the gods set up territory throughout the universe that which they controlled. They battled each other for this territory, but also took care of the citizens and creatures that lived inside of their territory. It was during this time the ancients were wiped from existence at some point, though they would trade territory quite often because they would find it quite boring taking care of the creatures and gravity all the time. The gods also created the Codex, rules of the universe, which they could not break, for if they did, they'd be banished to the Shadow Realm. And in the Shadow Realm, it is a black, colorless void where you can see the outside world, but not interact with it and not be seen or heard. It was created alongside the universe with the Big Bang, and the gods knew how to put things inside of it, but had no idea how to get back out. Therefore, it was a prison for ultimate punishment. But in time, the punishment of these crimes were not given, or as severe as banishment. That was until the god of infection committed one of these crimes of the most needing of punishment, which the god of destruction witnessed and told the others. And so the seven, without infection, organized a meeting and decided that they shall banish the god of infection alongside all the other troublesome gods that were needing of punishment so long ago. And so they banished him and all the others to the Shadow Realm, with the numbers of the gods being reduced to only the seven, which now destruction took the place of infection. Yet there was no Ultra, for only the Father could pass that title on, and infection still had the title. But it was worthless in the Shadow Realm, and infection knew he wanted revenge for what they did to all the other gods. So he hatched a plan that the gods would fuse themselves into one being, becoming a ultimate god to try to even rival the Father's power itself, becoming one god, which they could conquer the universe as one, though they might not ever be able to separate themselves to the individual gods. They were one being, with one thought being revenge against the seven. And they shall destroy all that oppose them. The god of unknown is what they became. They ruled with an iron fist. They tore a hole from the Shadow Realm into the normal universe, leading the banished gods and all the others that fought with them to wage war against the seven. This war was said to last millennia, with thousands of innocent lives being taken during this bloody war of the gods. The gods battled each other, though there were some of the banished gods that sided with the seven. They stood no chance against the power of the unknown god. The god of the unknown led his forces valiantly and picked his generals to lead war against the seven. One of these head generals being the god of light. But the god of light had his own plans. He was hesitant of this war, and did not like all the bloodshed being spilt, or that the gods were at war with each other, slaying each other. Though he was loyal to the god of the unknown, he was hesitant, and he thought of a way to stop the god of unknown in his tracks, or at least some way to stop this war. So he went to the god of defense, one of the gods that were leading the war against the god of unknown, and told him Unknown's battle plans. But the god of unknown knew where Light went, not knowing his intentions. As the god of the unknown tried to slay the god of defense, his sword went through the shield and instead pierced the god of light, banishing him to death. Though this was not intentional, and he had no idea of Light's intentions, he was heart-struck and only grew in rage against the seven. The god of the unknown decided it was time to hatch his plan. He went to the center of the universe, the singularity where the Big Bang happened and the Father's creation was made. He would fire 4 harnessed stars, which the god of light had set up for him before he ran to the 7. He was to fire the harnessed stars created by the ancients to destroy the singularity and destroy all of the gods, finally bringing peace to the universe, which he would rebuild with the power of all of the other gods that united to be the god of the unknown. But when he fired this weapon, he was granted a vision of the god of light that he had imprinted upon the stars to let the god of the unknown a message that this plan would end in total disaster and would only destroy everything that Father had created. And instead, he needs to stop this war and rebuild what was already lost because of it. With the god of the unknown, with this unsettling revelation of knowledge that he gained from the light, he decided he would call a truce. He asked the 7 to meet him at the singularity, where they would have a meeting. The god of the unknown told them that Father did not create them to govern the universe. He taught them that they needed to caretake for the universe. So, they must separate their power from themselves and bestow it upon the universe in whole, so that the universe can heal itself and it can caretake for itself naturally. So he asked if they all wanted to, and they rightfully agreed. In turn, he changed how the superweapon, which he would use against the singularity, worked to destroy themselves and bestow their power upon the stars, leaving nothing left of them except for memory and their power. Though there are legends that they still command the forces that they used to, but they do not share a physical form anymore, and instead the lesser gods use their power against each other in combat for territory as the old days did. Millennia had passed, and many great civilizations had rose up since the war of the gods had ended, though there were still the lesser gods that battled each other for territory and for fun. These civilizations were used by the gods instead of being just tools in their conquest. They were more of toys for entertainment, as they assisted each other for conquest against each other. The Crux Republic and the Vela Dynasty were the first of these great civilizations to rise up. Now, the Crux Republic is many aligned systems, settlements, and everything in between. But the Vela Dynasty is said to be splinters off of the Crux Republic and was allied with them at one point until wanting to be independent and declared war against the Crux Republic and instead were vanquished by the Crux Republic. While the Vela Dynasty scattered across the stars, many Vela warlords stay hidden across the stars. Many of them went exploring into deep space for ancient secrets, and some stayed in the Crux Republic territory on the outside settlements, trying to tempt the outside settlements to turn against the Crux Republic, and instead created the Trian Pirates, which would instead wreak havoc against the outer colonies and gain more to their side. But they could not get fuel for their ships, so instead they created solar wind sails, which could gain power from the stars, and they could ride the cosmic sea. Some of the Vela warlords that went deep into space looking for secrets found the Cygnus Horde, a bug-like parasite that was infectious and can turn any sort of organic material into itself. Many of the Vela warlords experimented with this new parasite and learned it was a hive mind. So they decided that they would submit themselves to this parasite, giving their minds to it, taking control, making nothing but to conquer the entire universe and make it all in their image. They gave their ships over to the infectious horde, making big bug-shaped ship, conquering the stars and destroying everything in their path. They first ran into the Trian Pirates, where the Trian Pirates were mostly vanquished, except for a few of the original Vela warlords and many of the other great pirate captains, where they scattered across the stars, yet still united, carrying their great banner. They were not ever returned to their full strength, except for in time, where the Cygnus Horde ran into the Crux Republic and will put a stop on their advance across the stars, though they would try other means to conquer the star system and vanquish everything in their path. In this ever-going war between these four factions, may never be known who is the true victor, but that is the history of the Gods of Gravity universe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.